Thanks for staying with us. Now, just when preparations for Christmas were concluding in the Bokkos and Barkin-Ladi local government areas of Plateau State, blood-curdling simultaneous attacks were launched by assailants on over 15 communities. Several houses were set ablaze by these attackers. These men also looted farm produce and destroyed property as they butchered the residents. The state governor, Mutfwang, said these attacks were unprecedented and monumental, noting that though the assailants intended to break the spirit of the people and pull down the two councils, the spirit of the people on the plateau remained unfazed. He, however, said the response time by security agents, especially the men of the Nigerian Army, could have been better. The governor also said the attacks are connected to land disputes between Aboriginal dwellers and Murden terrorists. Also, Mutfwang, in a statement by his Director of Press and Public Affairs, Gyang Berry, praised the bravery and sacrifices of security personnel, acknowledging the injuries sustained by some during efforts to secure the affected villages, and assured of continued collaboration with the military and other security agencies to address the security challenges, given the limited resources available. Well, that said, joining us to have this conversation now and to take a critical look at the situation in Jos, we have Abdulaziz Sulaiman, the Director, Publicity Spokesperson, Northern Elders Forum, Zaria, Kaduna. Thank you so much, Mr. Sulaiman, for joining us.
Thank you, Mr.
All right, we also have Ambassador Melvin Eje, Executive Director, Global Peace and Life Rescue Initiative in Plateau State, Nigeria. Melvin, thank you so much for joining us as well.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Let's talk about the situation in Jos. It's a very tragic one and very disturbing at that. This is not the first time that we're having issues like this in Jos, Plateau State. And it's even more disturbing that these attacks seem unprovoked. So I'm going to start with you, Melvin. Are we certain that these attacks were unprovoked, or were there underlying issues or disputes? Like the governor did hint at land dispute. What exactly would we say caused these attacks?
Well, good afternoon, Nigerians. I joined the governor and the people of Plateau State to condemn this barbaric attack, senseless and unprovoked attack. I will insist that the attack is unprovoked because as a peace worker who have been on ground for more than 10, 15 years on the plateau, we are very concerned with the issues. We know when things happen. We know when people are offended. We know when there are instigation for crisis. But this very one was unprovoked. It was carried out by criminal marauders who are just meant on annihilating the people of Plateau State. Well, I do not have details if it was because of land, but I do know that there is a land grabbing agenda by these criminals who are out to collect the original land of the indigenous. So I stand with the governor on this, and I stand with the people of Plateau State on this. However, even if it is provoked, what level of provocation could have led to the loss of 160 lives as it's been quoted today? I've been there. I saw the level of devastation. What level of provocation could have led to that if these criminals are not animals? It's only animals that will behave like this, that will cut down 3-month-old babies, that will cut down 2-month-old babies, that will kill women and children in their cold blood. I do not think any level of provocation should have around this, even if it was provoked. Moreover, there is no element of provocation in this attack. It was just a senseless criminal attack aimed at destabilizing the people.
Right. Okay. Mr. Suleiman, do you share the same thought with Ambassador AJ as regards the intention of the assailants, in terms of the land grabbing, agenda that they had?
You see, we really find this latest attack as unacceptable tragedy. We refer to it as an unacceptable tragedy, but the only difference is that the Northern Elders Forum does not look at it as an isolated incident. We see it as part of a series of incidents that have been going on incessantly in northern Nigeria, cases of attacks, killings, destructions, and displacements of communities that have been going on incessantly in several parts of northern Nigeria for the past decade. And really, we don't find it comfortable when people attribute crime to to tribe or ethnicity. It's a gang of criminals that have been unleashing mayhem on northern communities, which we have to confront collectively. But if we look at it from a tribal angle or ethnicity or religion, certainly, like someone said, we will end up dying by the millions. We need to collectively focus on this. And like in the case of Plateau, the same Christmas Eve on which those attacks took place, the Zamfara communities were also attacked. Children and women were killed, maimed. So you see, it's not an isolated case. It's part of a long-drawn conflict that has not been properly challenged by the authorities. That's the way we see it.
All right. And well, Ambassador AJ, you have been there. You did mention that you saw the level of devastation that was caused in Plateau State. What's the mood like in the state right now, especially considering the fact that this is supposed to be the Yuletide season? People are supposed to be celebrating with their families, but these people are mourning their dead. What is the mood like?
Every normal human being will be sad at the level of devastation. Every human being that have blood flowing through his vein will be sad. I want to insist that what makes Plateau is different from other attacks, in as much as it's a criminal attack going on in northern Nigeria and Nigeria. The crime is everywhere. Crime is on the increase in northern Nigeria lately mainly because of the coming in of some criminals. Good enough, we have the current service chief on the top of the game. They are competent enough to tackle this situation. I'm sure we are hoping that it will go down shortly. However, the intention of these marauders break down the spirit of Plateau. And they actually committed some havoc that warrant that. But we are in high spirit, and I trust God that people are getting better. We're traumatized, but we are recovering because their intention, we want to make sure their intention is not achieved. The Plateau case is different. If you go to the shop, why I mentioned land grabbing, nobody's trying to stereotype any tribe here. Like I said, in every given tribe, we have criminals, we have very good people, we have very good Fulani, we have very good headsmen, we have very bad headsmen. We have very good Idoma, we have very bad Idoma, we have very good Igbos, and we have every tribe have criminals among them. So it's not about a tribe, it's about some criminals among a particular people. These will kill, when they kill, they burn the community and move into the community. That's what we are seeing here on the plateau. I don't belong to that school, I'm not a Saint-Weather person, but this is what we are seeing here. They kill people, occupy their land, and continue to expand their horizon on this land. That's very unacceptable. We don't share the sentiment of it being a Fulani headsman. No, I don't care. I will not stereotype a Fulani man because I'm very good Fulani as friends. Now, the issue is, do we have criminals among every tribe? Yes. I know several Fulanis who are peace builders with me who are very sad by this incident, who did not approve of it and who will never approve of it. So it's not about any tribe, it's not about any person. It's a bunch of criminals who want to ensure that Plateau's community is not peaceful. And they are doing this by occupying the land. That's the difference about Plateau here. I don't know if Zamfara, Kanu, or Katsina are also doing this before. For Plateau, when they kill people, they move into the land systematically. They move into the land. Their intention is to kill and move into the land. That's a dimension that is coming. That's a dimension that we're afraid of.
Right. Mr. Sulaiman, these attackers,
yes,
did they target specific individuals or were they just random attacks across the local government?
It's random attacks. You see, they operate in different strategies. Sometimes some of them will just storm a community, ransack everything, burn down houses, and run back to the bushes. Sometimes they kidnap individuals into the bush. You see, what you are saying is that with all this criminality happens to be similar. Even in the northern parts of, in the northwest, in Zamfara, for instance, Katsina, all those communities that were destroyed or were sacked, the bandits take occupation of the land, indirectly or directly, because the remaining inhabitants cannot go to the farm unless they pay a levy. So they even install a government. They even install governments in the northwestern communities that they occupy. So it is similar. What we are saying is that the extent of their motive would only be uncovered when the government is ready and willing to act to take up its responsibilities. You see, in the case of Plateau, it's surprising that the military admitted that they responded to about 35 distress calls, yet they were not able to make a single arrest. To the point where these criminals carried out their operations and left. That's also what happens in the Northwest, in Northwestern communities. These criminals operate with audacity. They operate with daring regularity, almost at ease. So you see, the worry should be on how to get the authorities to act appropriately. It's not about, because nobody can uncover the motives now unless arrests have been made, unless investigations are carried out properly, and unless prosecutions are effected. You see, since this thing started, we have not heard of a single moment when top commanders were arrested, investigated, and prosecuted. So you can see we should all team up collectively. It's the collective responsibility of all citizens to sit up, take charge, not to take charge, take ownership of the security situation, take ownership of the fight, so that we can ensure credible information, we ensure operations, smooth operations, and we ensure arrests and prosecutions. Because as it is now, we only end up with everyone of us know that there are bandits and there are criminals who are attacking innocent, everyday, peaceful communities. But who are these people? Like my brother there said, we have criminals among all the tribes, but then it's our duty. We know everybody knows the criminal in his next door criminal. Let us expose them. So unless communities are willing to take ownership of the fight against this insecurity, we are certainly not going to see the end of it. We have to democratize the approach by getting all stakeholders involved, and the security forces also would need to have improved synergy between even among themselves, because you find that the Air Force perhaps will be operating differently in isolation of the army and so on. So I think we need to have a framework by which we will get the understanding of the military themselves. They will have to cooperate, enhance cooperation with the civil community, the civil society, and also among themselves. And you see, we cannot just because we have suffered too much. We have shed too much blood. It's now time for us to come together as brothers and confront this lingering challenge.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Sulaiman, for that. Ambassador AJ, it's scary because as at the time of the attack, we heard of situations that the attack lasted for a long time. And even when we're trying to get the statistics, as at the next morning, they said it seemed as though these people were still carrying out attacks and they weren't sure if the attacks had ended. Is it something to be worried about? Should these people be scared, or should they be evacuated to somewhere safer? What can be done, and what is the specific number of the casualties at this moment?
Well, I will not be able to put the specific number because I cannot really verify independently.
Right.
However, it's a big sign of relief for the people, because from what we can see, the security situation have improved in that general area. We have more deployments. We have the Operation Safe Haven, the military task force headed by Major General A.B. Barkin, on top of the situation, and there had been so much to make sure the communities are safe now. I want to differ a little with some of the opinion that the military did not respond to. If you are conversant with Plateau, we must take cognizance of these very issues. The areas we are talking about is Ili, have been there. There are bumpy areas. You may need to ride on a bike for close to 1-2 hours to get to these general locations. Now, the military hillocks cannot access some of the areas. That's number one. Number two, they are so bumpy that you can't access them at a quick, in good response time. Now, these marauders, these attackers, these criminals are conversant with the areas they are going to attack. They would have carried out raking, they would have carried out surveillance on the specific community they are going to. So it is possible for someone with AK-47 to wreak havoc in 10, 15 minutes time and it's gone. He's not going to wait for you because he knows you are coming. He's not going to wait for you. It's just to target a isolated community where security are not mounted, kill people and move to the next place. It's not like they will be waiting for you. Now, what would have been what we have in this community that will prevent this attack mostly is technology. So when we plant cameras, who would have given us the exact location of some of these criminals when they are coming in and when they are going out? That would go a long way in helping us. Graciously, President Ahmed Tinubu has approved some funds in the budget for technology, and that's what we will need to tackle this insecurity. Now, I also want to say that in the case of Plateau, we are very lucky that the Commander of Operations Heaven have made several arrests since the beginning of the crisis in Mangu. And even this one, arrests have been made, and investigation is ongoing. There's no time they attack these communities that it doesn't make arrests. There is no time they attack any community here that they don't neutralize. Soldiers don't neutralize people. It's not like the unfortunate thing is that they don't blow their trumpets. They really don't blow their trumpet. They don't tell people who they have neutralized and who the arrests they have made. But they are making arrests on a daily basis. They have made arrests. Even in this current attack, I'm very certain, I'm speaking from fact that arrests have been made. And in due course, the course of investigation will come out. Even if they refuse to say it, we, the CSOs, we go ahead to say it. So we are lucky on that Plateau here, that the commander is doing so well, the STF are doing so well. The response time can be prompt because of the location. The general area is bad. You can't locate it. And these marauders live in this forest. They are conversant with the forest. They know the communities that is isolated. They know the community that is far from the security agencies. These people are not magicians. You don't expect our security agencies to be in all the communities. It is not possible. It's not practical. It's an impossible task. We can't get it anywhere in the world, especially in Nigeria where we have low manpower. So they are not going to do magic. So I think what the government needs to do, basically both state government, the government at state level and the federal government, is to provide motorbikes that motorbikes that will be able to access these terrains that are not accessed by vehicle. Is to provide technology for them. Graciously, like I said, a new budget is coming in 2024. By the grace of God, a lot will happen in our security.
All right, thank you for that, Ambassador. Now, I'm going to ask one final question to Mr. Suleiman, and that's about the security agencies. Now, the governor did mention that even though it's commendable what they did, I mean, a lot of them actually sustained injuries while trying to fight these people off. But at the same time, the response time could have been better. And that brings a question: was there not enough collaboration between the military and the local security agencies? How about the local vigilantes? Was anyone present at the time? And what are the challenges that these security agencies face in terms of responding sooner to these kind of calls? So I'm going to ask your opinion now, Mr. Suleiman, what you think about the security agencies and what could have been better to have made the response time faster?
You see, that is the situation all over the north, like I was telling you. You find that one, the number of boots on ground is usually inadequate. So you find that a minimal number of troops would have to move from one area to another to respond to distress calls. I think what Nigerian government needs to do is first and foremost enhanced community collaboration, because it's like we have been always observing, these troops come from different sections of the country. Most of them are not conversant with the terrain, while the assailants are completely at home with the terrain. So you need to have the participation of the communities involved. That would assist the timeliness in response. That would assist the timeliness of even receiving information and the credibility of the information. You see, honestly, there has to be enhanced cooperation and collaboration between communities and the troops and the government security forces. Otherwise, these people would continue to sense the huge vacuum in the capacity to challenge them, and they will be exploiting it.
All right. On that note, I want to say a big thank you, Abdulaziz Sulaiman, the Director Publicity Spokesperson, Northern Elders Forum, Zaria, Kaduna. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your opinion on this.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. We're still going to be having Ambassador Melvin Eje, Executive Director, Global Peace and Life Rescue Initiative in Plateau, Nigeria, join us in the second half to talk about the general concerns on security in the nation at the time. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. It's still VSA.